Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today we are back with the following list of topics to discuss. So let's start. The first topic is about the Khalistani movement, which recently got fumed in the region of Amritsar. So we can see that hundreds of followers of Amritpal Singh, a radical preacher and a pro-Khalistani leader, clashed violently with police outside the Ajnala police station near Amritsar, demanding the release of one of their colleagues who had been taken into custody in an alleged kidnapping case. Okay, so this was basically news. So we should know about what is this Khalistani movement. So we all know that the Khalistani movement is a fight for a separate sovereign state in present-day Punjab, both India and Pakistan. So over the years, it has survived in various forms, in various places and amongst different populations. So the movement was crushed in India following the Operation Blue Star, which happened in 1984, and also under Operation Black Thunder, which went into prominence in around 1986 and 88. But it continuously evoked sympathy and support among sections of Sikhs population, especially in the Sikh diaspora in countries such as Canada, UK, as well as Australia. So the origin of the movement has been traced back to India's independence and subsequent partition along religious lines. So the Punjab province, which was divided between India and Pakistan, saw some of the worst communal violence and generated millions of refugees, Sikhs and Hindus stranded on the west in Pakistan, rushing towards the east, whereas Muslims in the east fled westwards. So Lahore, the capital of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the great Sikh empire, went to Pakistan, as did holy Sikh cities, including Nankana Sahib, the birthplace of Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism. While most Sikhs found themselves in India, they were a small minority in the country, making up around 2% of the population. So the political struggle for greater autonomy began around the time of independence with the Punjabi Suba movement for the creation of Punjabi-speaking state. So the States Reorganization Commission, in its 1955 reports, rejected this demand, but in 1966, after a year of protest, the states of Punjab was reorganized to reflect the Punjabi Suba demand. So the erstwhile Punjab state was trifurcated into the Hindi-speaking, Hindu-majority states of Himachal Pradesh and Haryana, and the Punjabi-speaking Sikh majority Punjab. So this Anandpur Sahib resolution, which says about the Punjab Suba movement, has galvanized the Akali Dal, which became a major force in the new Sikh majority Punjab, and gave the Congress hard fights in the Legislative Assembly elections right of 1967 as around 1969. But in 1972, in the aftermath of Indira Gandhi resounding victory of the 1971 Lok Sabha elections, the Akali Dal's performance in the state was underwhelming. So at this point of time, we could see that Anandpur Sahib resolution demanded autonomy for the state of Punjab, identified regions in the that would be a part of the separate state, and sought the right to frame its own internal constitution. But at the time period, we could see that the type of secession demand is not being made, and therefore we can see that such number of politics directly goes on with respective to this Khalistani movements. Okay, so in this scenario today, we could see that such number of things are oppositely going on. So we can see that many number of people today are not going with the respective flow of this Khalistani movements. So many, even the Sikhs, are against this Khalistani being a separate state, being a separate country. So this is all fueled by some of the external factors like Pakistan, who wants to topple up this respective Punjab state and also wants to destroy the internal security as well as the law and order situation of the respective states. So therefore, we can see such number of confusions do occurs in this part of India. Okay. Next, onion shortage threatens a new chapter in the world food crisis. So what is this all about? So we can see that onion shortages are increasingly all over the world. From Morocco to Philippines, the governments are protecting their onion supplies. So Morocco, Turkey, Kazakhstan has stopped exporting onions due to their increasing demand and soaring prices in their homeland. Okay, so therefore there are various number of factors today which contributes to the price shortage as well as the onion shortage in the whole world. Okay, so in this respective scenario, we could see that this particular things, okay, that is with respective to onion, we could see that various number of crops do not produce at a very higher extent, and therefore we can see that slowly and slowly the shortage is directly threatening the new world order, because onion is basically some of the ingredient which is used in normal sense, and therefore we could see that slowly and slowly with the types of climate change as well as due to some form of supply and demand gap, okay, we can see that such number of restrictions are there with respective to onion. And we know onion are the staples of cuisines across the world and are the most consumed vegetable after tomato, which is technically a fruit. Okay, so about 106 million metric tons are produced annually, and roughly the same as all other respective peppers or garlics or turnips and all these things directly combined. So today, with respective to the weather conditions, with respective to climate change, and with respective to various other factors, we can see that today globally the onion consumption or the onion production has slowed down, and which can directly emerge as a new problem in the next world order. Okay, so यहाँ पे onion के बारे में था. So please look at the graph. We can see about the stinging onion prices pose a threat to nutrition also. Okay, so you can see this graph for its proper vision. Next, over 40% of Gram Panchayats do not report digital attendance. So it is basically saying about MG Narega. So we all know about this particular phenomenon of MG Narega. Okay, so the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, okay, is Indian legislation enacted on August 25 of 2005. And it provides a legal guarantee for 100 days of employment in every financial year to adult members of any rural household willing to do public work that are related to unskilled manual work at the statutory minimum wages. So therefore, it has been run by the Ministry of Rural Development, and therefore it attempts to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor in the country, and roughly 1/3 of the stipulated workforce must be women. So therefore, today we could see that this Gram Panchayat or this MG Narega जो इनका अटेंडेंस है वो धीरे धीरे कमता जा रहा है, ठीक है. एंड देयरफॉर वी कैन सी दैट एक टाइम में जितना ज्यादा था, today it has been coming down to around 40%. So it's a great decline of this particular project which has been in practice from 2005, and therefore it wasn't directly news. Okay, next, Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project. So why this is all about? So we can see that when we talk about this particular project, Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project, so the Rajasthan government allocated around 13,000 crores for this particular project. Okay, so in this respective element, we could see that this particular project aims to harvest surplus water available during the rainy season in rivers in southern Rajasthan, such as Chambal, and its tributaries including Kunnu, Parvati, Kalisindh, and this water is used in southeastern districts of the state where there is a scarcity of water for drinking and irrigation. So this project was started in around 2017, but today we could see that there are various benefits with respect to this project, but we can see that there are various number of concerns which is directly making this project not viable. Okay, so let's see in the coming times, though we know about the additional irrigation facilities that it will provide. Also, it will improve the groundwater table. It would lay special emphasis on the Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor. Also, it will improve the or promote the socio-economic development in the state, also ensuring the women's development and encouraging the investment in the respective states. So therefore, let's see what it happens with respect to the implementation of the project. And therefore, we can see that यहाँ पे जो main rivers है, that is Parvati, Kalisindh, and Chambal, which is the tributaries of the river that has been extended with respect to this use. Okay, so यहाँ पे जो Chambal river है, Chambal is the main river, and lastly we can see about the Parvati, then Kalisindh, as well as the Kunnu, KUNNU. So these are the respective tributaries of the river Chambal. So therefore, ये project कैसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ा के लेके जा सकते हैं? So that is the main aspect of this particular project. But today we can see that political twist as MP approaches Supreme Court for the respective stay because it is not going in fairly with a state like Madhya Pradesh. So therefore, we can see that the issue and tussles between rivers do occurs, and therefore we have set up various number of tribunals. So in future, maybe Chambal Water Dispute Tribunal may also arise in the coming times. Okay, so let's see what happens in the coming future. Next, lastly, anti-defection law and the loopholes. So we all know about this anti-defection law because on February 17, the Election Commission of India allotted the name Shiv Sena and the party's bow and arrow symbol to the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde faction, in effect recognizing it as the original party founded by Baba Saheb Thackeray. Okay, and therefore strengthening anti-defection law becomes relevant again. So we know that the most dramatic and a unique political crisis occurred in Maharashtra, which began last year after a group of 40 to 55 Sena MLAs worked out of the Mahavikas Aghadi, that's an alliance under the leadership of Mr. Shinde, which caused a division in the party. So therefore, both the Uddhav Thackeray and Shinde sides stake claim to the party name and symbol, each claiming to represent the real Shiv Sena. So the ECI said that it has based in its decision on the taste of majority, and has said that the group of MLAs supporting the Shinde faction got nearly 76% of the votes polled for the 55 winning Shiv Sena candidates in the 2019 elections, and while the Uddhav Thackeray faction got around 23.5% of the votes. So therefore, today we could see that the Eknath Shinde faction has won the respective party symbol as well as the bow, with respective to the Shiv Sena, which is the original Shiv Sena with respective to Bala Saheb Thackeray. Okay, so therefore we can see that it has been talked about the anti-defection law. We all know about this particular law, which has been mentioned under the 10th schedule for defecting from their party, or the MPs or MLAs who are defecting from their party by taking away their membership of the legislature. So here the power of the speaker is there to make the defection proceedings against the respective MLA or MP. Also, the 52nd Amendment Act of 1985 added to the constitution through when Rajiv Gandhi was the PM, and the law applies to both parliament as well as the state assemblies. Okay, so in this particular scenario, since we can see that people are principal stakeholders in a democracy, parties are merely the institutional intermediaries. So democracy needs stable parties, but controlling legislatures removes the representative role, and the need of the hour is to fix the loopholes in the system, because the continuous cycle of instability adversely affects the people who are primarily stakeholders in a democracy, and they suffers the most. Okay, so therefore today we could see about the situations that we can see with respective to this element of Maharashtra, where the Supreme Court has allocated the respective scene or the sign and the respective bow and arrow with the Shinde faction, okay, who has won majority of the votes amongst the respective members who are present in the Assembly of Maharashtra. Okay, so that was with respective to the editorial. So we have this 5 MCQs. Please do attempt these MCQs and do join our WhatsApp and Telegram channel for further updates. So that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind.